Soldiers of the cold dark, obey the call of Kel'Thuzad.
Minions, servants, soldiers of the cold dark, obey the call of Kel'Thuzad. So in response to KT,
Life and hope
well, Dragon Queen, Alex Straza, but thankfully he cannot play the dragons on that same turn 9 because they now cost 1. So, what do we do here? I think it's very simple.
Pray
We just get more KTs.
return.
How about a board full of KTs?
Soldiers of the cold dark, soldiers of the cold, soldiers of the Kel'Thuzad, obey the call of Kel'Thuzad.
Well, there we go.
You weep.
Hello everyone, it's Darkseeker here again. Welcome back for another video, wherever you are, whatever you're doing. I hope you're staying safe. I hope you're keeping well. So, the Scholarmance expansion is soon to be upon us, and the central character of the expansion is Kel'Thuzad, one of my favourite characters in the World of Warcraft and Hearthstone universe. I mean, who doesn't love KT in Hearthstone? Minions, servants, soldiers of the cold dark, obey the call of Kel'Thuzad. It's brilliant. And KT doesn't see any play, and never has really seen much play on the ladder in Hearthstone. And this deck right here, KilleRacoon's Big Priest. Big Priest doesn't see much play at all now. Historically, it always received a lot of hate, and that was usually due to Barnes. People looked at Barnes and said, oh, you only cost 4, and you're bringing out a threat onto the board that can be killed off and then resurrected multiple times. And Blizzard, in response, nerfed Barnes, made him cost 5, which is fair enough. And at that point, okay, fewer people played Big Priest. And then the deck evolved where people started taking out Barnes from Big Priest, saying, you don't need Barnes. And then, from that point on, Big Priest started to fade away and fewer people were playing Big Priest, even though Blizzard then printed another resurrection card, Mass Resurrection. It didn't really bring Big Priest back. I think I've got my Hearthstone history there correct. So I thought, in honour of the Scholarmance expansion coming out soon, why not bring back Big Priest and put Kel'Thuzad in him, thanks to KilleRacoon, who provided me with this deck. KilleRacoon has used this deck to get Legend in the July season and is continuing to use it at the Legend ranks. And I thought it would be a cool idea to see how it fares in the current meta. How does it fare against those Reno Priests? How does it fare against those Demon Hunters? How does it fare in this meta? So we're going to be looking at 5 different games of this deck. And in general, this deck can heal you. You know, we've got Divine Hymn, Penance, Renew. Renew is pretty cool because it can discover you resurrection effects, which is what this deck is all about. This deck can control the board with Mass Hysteria and Psychic Scream. And I suppose you're looking to play Shadow Essence on turn 6 or coin it out on 5 to get your first big threat onto the board, because we don't have Barnes, and then kill off that threat and constantly resurrect it. That's the plan. So 5 different games, as I said, to prove to you that this deck does really work well on the ladder. And we're going to start out against a shaman who seems to be focused on generating totems. So, Psychic Scream or Mass Resurrection. Considering there are loads of totems on the board, I quite like Psychic Scream. It would not hurt to throw all of those totems back into his deck and ruin his potential to draw the cards that he wants to draw. So, we have the coin. Let's see what we get. Obsidian Statue. Pretty decent, I'd say. Are there any bad targets in this deck for Shadow Essence? I don't think so, right? I mean, KT. If you put KT on the board, your Shadow Essence, unless there's another minion that's dying on the board, KT doesn't have an initial impact. So maybe he's the worst one. I don't know. But what kind of a shaman is this? Serpent Shrine Portal means it's probably the big shaman, right? And I've played big shaman a couple of weeks ago. It was very, very effective, particularly against aggro. And there are what I'd consider pro wild mode streamers out there that would consider Big Shaman to be one of the best decks in wild mode at the moment. So this is going to be an interesting test of this deck, the Big Priest deck, to see how it can cope against Big Shaman, if this is Big Shaman. Another Shadow Visions, let's see what we can discover. Oh, Mass Resurrection again, that's glorious. So, just having access to, you know, more resurrection effects than were originally in the deck is so powerful. Particularly if you're going up against another deck that's a big deck that likes to cheat out big minions and resurrect big minions. Yeah, who can bring back multiple waves of their big threats? He's got Reincarnate. I've got Resurrect. Yeah, it's going to be about the waves of threats. So let's Psychic Scream this away. Shadow Essence? I guess? Or is it Seance? I think it's Shadow Essence. So we shuffled 4 useless things into his deck. We're happy about that. Okay. Sure. In response, I guess we resurrect. Behold! Die, Insect! Double Rag. Didn't snipe the minion though. I love playing Vargoth just because of the whole Behold thing. I think it's brilliant. Okay, this is good. Hagatha's scheme used on that board. Fine. And the Psychic Scream there really screwing with his summoning effect, his Muck Morpher. Die, Insect! Do we get the totem? Yes, we do. And behold! So, ladies and gentlemen, this is why Big Priest is probably considered quite unfair. Comparative to the Big Shaman, Big Shaman can't do this. Or they can devolve, though. Interesting. The thing is, though, when you've got... Oh, he's going to do it again. Okay. The thing about devolve is... Oh, bloody hell. Calm down. The thing about Devolve... Let's try again. The thing about Devolve is when there's a board full of big threats, Devolve doesn't do very much. In this case, he's used double Devolve, right? But we're still pushing a ridiculous amount of damage. That's the thing to note. Was there any kind of lethal? Well, I think there is now with Ragnaros. Because Baron Geddon is going to clear the board, and we're just showing off now. We shouldn't do this. This is very rude. We should not be in. Yeah, it's just very rude of us. But anyway, Baron Geddon is going to clear the board, and Ragnaros is going to snipe the face. And just like that, we win the game. Wow. Okay. Going up against a Warlock now. So can I make the assumption
Moon give me strength.
that it is going to be Q-Block? That's the question. If it's Mecha Thunlock, do we just lose? I'm assuming Mecha Thunlock is favoured, if they can just draw through their deck quickly enough. But if I can Shadow Essence something onto the board, and then just resurrect it multiple times, do I win through board pressure? So, first 4 turns, we do nothing. I guess on turn 4 we play Vargoth.
From the void,
Hope to get it killed off. And that's going to be really useful later on in the game when we play Mass Resurrection or Spellstone. Hopefully it resurrects Vargoth and then casts itself again and we get more resurrection. So that's the plan. Get Vargoth killed off as quickly as possible. And then play another big threat, get that killed off. Play the big resurrection spells and we're all good.
scry more.
Behold! Behold nothing. Nothing happened. Our hand is filling up, so we need to be conscious of that. It would be nice to get a Shadow Essence. Ooh, cube on the Void Core. And he's got a turtle on the board. This is quite annoying. This deck does not run Shadow Word Death. I guess it doesn't feel the need to. But that Mal'Ganis is a problem.
Scry more.
Do I just need to scream this board? It's a very small board, but I have no response to Mal'Ganis, and I don't want to take 9 to the face. And then you could do silly things with Mal'Ganis. You could cube Mal'Ganis, kill the cubes, and strange things would happen. We don't want that.
All will serve.
Oh, that's bad news. Skull of the Minari. So, behold.
The demons are hard to find.
Right, we do have the other Psychic Scream in our hand. So I think we're going to be okay. We just need to think about when we trigger it. Is he going to cube it? Oh wow, it's cubing that.
I am only more.
Wow, that's a really good cube target. And a fantastic Plague of Flames for him. Okay. Let's get serious.
There is a method to my madness.
Let's see how you deal with the Lich King. Oh, bloody hell. That's really scary. He's stolen my Lich King. And he's refueling his hand. So right now, would you argue that this game looks favoured for the Warlock? Maybe I should have taken Mass Hysteria.
There is a method to my madness.
But come on, we play KT in this deck. So let's stick with the theme of greed, right? Let's be greedy. That's why I took the other, the resurrection effect. Okay. Come on, Yashraj. Oh, there's KT.
Obey the call of Kel'Thuzad.
Obey the call of Kel'Thuzad. Don't kill KT, please. Oh, you saw immediately. You saw KT and he was like, nah, you're not surviving. I don't blame him. You don't want KT to stick on the board. So, yeah, there's one use of KT. If he goes onto the board, he's going to be targeted immediately. So he's got a soft taunt effect on him, essentially. You know, what resources will your opponent commit to kill KT? So he does have value, in that sense. We are now building a scary board. Behold!
There is a method to my
Double KT. Which, they can't resurrect anything, unfortunately. The board is full. But Plague of Flames, yes, you have to assume is what's going to be used to deal with my board. However, he's slowing down. Both Plague of Flames have been used. And look at my hand. I still have resurrection and summoning effects available to me. And we get the Vargoth. That's so important. Behold! And the double KT. That's awesome. So, with both Plague of Flames used up, how does he deal with this? I guess Gul'dan has to be the solution here to get some taunts in play. Maybe. No? Defile? If he'd played Gul'dan, would it have mattered? Would it really have mattered? Oh, he plays Dirty Rat in his deck. Interesting. I guess that works against mages? Quest mages? Pull out their giants? Kill the giants? Anyway, this game is over. And we will get the win with Kel'Thuzad. Feels amazing. Okay, so we have beaten a Big Shaman and a Q-Block, two staple decks on the Wild Mode ladder. Now we face off against a Hunter. You don't see many Hunters at my rank on Wild. Please excuse our deck tracker, it's a bit messed up at the moment. This happens from time to time. So, assessing the situation here, we are really searching for Shadow Essence on 6. There's no coin available, so we're just going to have to stave off any damage that he does. Oh. Here's Zephyrus. So, I was expecting him to be some kind of aggressive beast hunter, perhaps. But he's not. He's a Reno hunter. We've got Wild Growth from Zephyrus. Interesting. Very interesting. So, knowing what I know about Reno Hunter, which isn't very much, but I've played a couple of do-win Reno Hunter decks. The big threat in this deck, in his deck, will be Deathstalker Rexxar. The stream of zombie beasts. That is what is going to be problematic for us. Can we kill him before Rexxar becomes a problem? Because Rexxar can give him beasts that have poison effects and, you know, AoE effects on the board with poison. So he could find ways to neutralise my big threats. He's just got to get lucky with the beast generation. He's got to get lucky with the options offered to him. Although, it may not come down to Rexar.
I'll show them all.
He could just kill me with a board of beasts and other small tokens, right? So if he's a Reno deck, we've just screwed up his Reno mechanics, right? Because we shuffled in two of those beasts into his deck. Okay. This will block a little bit of damage. That's okay, but I need a board for that. Oh dear. Okay, that's fine.
That didn't quite hit the mark.
Yeah. I assume he was looking for the charging Huffer. Didn't get it. Oh wait, he didn't attack? Why didn't he attack? Oh. Okay, I think I can see it. He didn't want to kill the Lich King because he doesn't want me to resurrect it? Is that the play? Is that the reasoning behind the play? There he is. Okay. This is okay in that he has to kill the statue. I assume he's going to kill the statue. Yeah, he is going to kill the statue. That's fine. The statue dies. We take a little bit more damage off the board. That's very good. And now we just play Ashraj. Another big threat on the board. Another statue. Beautiful. And then if we want to, we can start to sequence into resurrection effects next turn. His big threats versus mine. Who comes out on top? Look at the resources that are being expended here just to deal with this board. And this is a small board comparative to what I'm going to be able to generate shortly. Multiple cards, multiple trades from him. Yeah, this is why Big Priest is still pretty busted, right? Handful of options. Trying to decide which resurrection spell to use. I guess we're just playing more spells to buff the spellstone, right? To buff both spellstones. I'm happy with just these two threats sitting there. They're going to be hard enough for him to deal with. We don't need to blow spellstone just yet. Let's see what he's going to put onto the board. Oh. Again with the trading. And he's left with nothing. Okay. Should we just do it? We just do it. And kill that. Why not? Okay, who does Yesharaj bring out then? Who brings out Fargoth? I was hoping for Kel'Thuzad, actually. Given that the Hunter does need to trade into the Lich King, Kel'Thuzad would have been pretty cool here. Just bring back the Lich King after it gets traded into, but I don't think this Hunter is going to have an opportunity to trade into anything here because there's nothing on the board. On his board. The end has come! Is it Freezing Trap? Yes, it is. That's fine. Well, maybe I should have attacked with Fargoth. But in all honesty, I do not think it actually... Oh, pressure plate. I don't think it really mattered. We're just building an impenetrable board here. And it is actually lethal. Just realised. Gosh, that felt really unfair. I felt like a bully there. Yeah. There's rank 2, Diamond. Not bad. Okay, another Warlock. Maybe this Warlock will be a bit more of a challenge comparative to the last Warlock. Having Psychic Scream in hand, I think, is really, really important if it's a Q block. We have Shadow Essence, so we're very happy. And so I suspect... Oh, okay. I was going to say I suspect the first few turns will be both of us doing nothing, but no, he had the Librarian, which is good for him. It'll do a little bit of early damage to me. So are we just waiting for turn 4? Just throw Vargoth onto the board, get him killed off. Is that what we're aiming to do? Or would you ever hold back Vargoth for later in the game and just wait till turn 6 for Shadow Essence and then combo Vargoth later with a 2-cost Resurrect spell? Or with Shadow Visions? What is the optimal use of Vargoth? KilleRacoon, if you're watching this, could you please give me some of your guidance and advice? These aren't particularly great, but Shadowword Horror could actually do some work against the Voidwalkers, right? Sometimes, yeah, you kill off the Void Lords, they get a board full of Voidwalkers, and they feel safe behind those taunts. Well, Shadowword Horror could be the answer to that particular problem, and maybe enable us to get lethal later in the game, if we want to hang on to it for that long.
No, don't. It's still good.
Okay, I'm happy with that. He did not get Gul'dan with the Merchant.
Free of that blasted tower.
Behold! Into nothing. Yeah, he didn't get Gul'dan on the Merchant, and that's really important because dealing with multiple waves of Gul'dan's demons, resurrected demons, is... I mean, is it a problem for us? We do have Psychic Scream. We do have our own massive threats, which can be taunts in the Lich King and the statue, which can counteract his massive threats. So, well, would we be too concerned? I guess the... Oh, hello. Plague of Flames. Use this early? Oh, he wants to kill Vargoth. Fair enough. He sees Vargoth as a problem as I head into a possible coin Shadow Essence turn, and he doesn't want Vargoth to cast Shadow Essence twice. Yeah, I can see it. But yeah, I think the thing we would have been really worried about is if he plays Merchant, which hits Gul'dan, and then he plays Faceless Manipulator on the Merchant, and then we're dealing with 4 waves of Gul'dan. That would be perhaps a bit problematic. Okay. We have our Shadow Essence ready to go next turn. That puts us in a good position. If we didn't have Shadow Essence, would we just be stalling for a while longer? Until we actually drew one of our big threats into our hand and just played it naturally from hand. And maybe he knows what's coming next turn. Maybe he knows Shadow Essence is on the way and he's thinking, okay, what can I put down this turn that's going to counteract that? Probably thinking ahead. Which means he's smart. Or he's just got nothing he can play and he doesn't know what to do.
So many across the
Yeah. He had nothing to do. Nothing productive he could do.
servants, soldiers of the cold dark.
Obey the call of Kel'Thuzad. See, we're doing it in sync there. Me and KT, we're best friends. We can do his entrance effect in sync. KT isn't really the threat, the minion that I wanted summoned there. I'd have preferred a Lich King or a statue or Yasharaj even.
So many possibilities.
But we are guaranteed to get KT back now. Oh, God.
Minions, servants, soldiers of the cold dark. Obey the call of Kel'Thuzad.
Bloody hell. Okay. We are guaranteed to get KT back now in our res pool, so that's important. But he's got a Kel'Thuzad as well. That's a bit awkward. I think we need to kill it. Yeah. We do not want Kel'Thuzad bringing demons back, as well as Gul'dan. And N'Zoth, I assume he plays N'Zoth as well.
From the void,
Side effects? No.
How scared are we of this board? Does it warrant a Psychic Scream? It's going to hit us for 9 damage next turn. Or do we just want to go with the Spellstone? We get 2 minions back. It's really important when you're playing this deck to keep track of what's died. And now in this case, double KT on the board, double Vargoth. Both of those minions are really key targets. You don't want any of those to live going forward. If he just kills the Vargoths, KTs will bring them back. If he just focuses on killing both KTs, then we have 2 Vargoths to go with our spells. So you're going to use... Oh, okay. I thought Plague of Flames was going to come out again. Wow. That's pretty good for him. And we're taking a lot of damage here. We are super low at 12. Now I know that Mass Hysteria only killed off 2 minions, and I know there's going to be waves of bigger minions coming down as the game goes on. But we really don't want to take any more damage. I now have another Mass Hysteria in hand, and double Psychic Scream. So I think we're okay if it comes to dealing with a Gul'dan board. Next turn it will be either Yasharaj or Shadow Essence, I'm not sure which is better. Yasharaj could bring out Obsidian Statue, right? A full Obsidian Statue, which I think is better. Okay, this is fine too. It's a taunt, and that's important. That's what I wanted. I wanted a taunt to stop the face damage. I feel a little too low at 14, considering that a Doomguard has died, and if he can get another Doomguard on the board, or resurrect Doomguards with Gul'dan, cube them, kill off the cube, and I'm just then taking multiple hits to the face with Doomguards. And we can just die to that, right? So we need to be careful with our life total here. Second Plague of Flames was used up. It's very pertinent. Very pertinent. Let's get... Do we get a bit of healing here? I think we need a bit of life, a bit of healing to 18. I feel more comfortable at 18. We need to kill Mal'Ganis. Perfect. And I don't think we kill that. I think we just heal. If he plays Gul'dan on this turn... That 1-3 on the board hopefully is a bit of a disruption for that. May help to restrict what he gets back. He's only got 6 slots on the board for resurrection. No, he still gets the Mal'Ganis, the 2 card. Okay, compared to the previous Q-Block game earlier on in this video, this dude has not found Skull yet. Although he's put our health total under more pressure at this point in the game, he hasn't found the Skull. So we should be thankful for that.
My hunger grows.
Okay, I don't mind that so much. It's only 3 attack. So I guess this is an okay moment to... I was going to Shadow Essence, but this is too good. He's used both Plague of Flames. He's used Godfrey. Behold! Yeah, this is too good. I was thinking Shadow Essence and Eternal Servitude, and feeling comfortable enough with my health total to perhaps do that, but this is safe. There are 2 Lich Kings on the board. Even if there are Doomguard and Cube shenanigans upcoming, it's going to be really difficult for him to get through the taunts.
So many.
And this is where KT shines, I guess, in a situation like this where he can focus on killing off the Lich Kings, killing off the 10 attack Yasharajas, killing off the highest attack minions, but if you ignore the KT, he will just bring them back to life. Some people would call this a win more scenario. I call it defensive in this situation. Because he'd be able to clear off the majority of the threats apart from a 6 attack KT, and then feel pretty happy about himself. But then KT just brings them all back, and he's back to square one. So yeah, I call it defensive. Speaking of defensive, that was his best defensive play. But now the Shadow Word Horror is going to be beautiful.
The end has come.
And I'm really happy that I picked it when I did. Wait, should I have traded the Vargoth in rather than using Spell? Does it matter? Do we have lethal? No, we don't. Ragnaros has not been played, so we don't have lethal. But whatever. Had I ordered that slightly differently, would we have got lethal? I don't know, but it doesn't even matter. Yeah, I think I messed up my ordering there at the end. I didn't need to play the spell. I didn't need to play Penance. I guess the only thing we'd be afraid of now is N'Zoth, that he didn't have it. But even then it wouldn't have mattered. Not with this board. So we just outvalued him with big threats. That's what's happened here. And again, feeling slightly guilty. Okay, so the ultimate test. We've beaten a big shaman, we've beaten 2 Q blocks, we've beaten a hunter, a Reno hunter specifically. Now it's time for a mage. And if this is a Reno mage or a quest mage specifically, this will be the ultimate test. You're not a quest mage, so you are either a secrets mage, or with the Astromancer, you are just a Reno mage. Okay, this will be an important test. Is Reno Mage favoured against Big Priest? I think so. If they run Polymorph.
We are friends now.
Hello, friend. And the ability to get Kazakus potions with Mystic Wool. Yeah, I think they're potentially favoured. So let's see how we navigate this matchup. I picked the Eternal Servitude because I just want to keep the stream of threats going against him. Maybe I should have picked Psychic Scream. I don't know. Ooh, hello, there's Vargoth. So again, the argument, do we keep him or do we play him? Do we keep him for a later turn with Resurrect? Behold, into nothing. I'm going to play him now because he demands an answer. My opponent will not go face this turn. He will throw his minions into Vargoth. That's going to hopefully save me 7 damage to the face. I think that's fine. Then next turn we can coin Shadow Essence.
I wonder.
He's thinking this through. Oh yeah, Primordial Glyph. There's another tool they have to discover polymorph. So, whatever happens going forward, we are going to end up with some of our minions polymorphed. And we're going to end up resurrecting them as sheep. He went face. Okay, let's risk it. Hopefully the coin is not recast. Yes. Shadow Essence. Beautiful. Beautiful. Double Shadow Essence. Our Vargoth is a smart Vargoth. He recognised that... Oh, bloody hell. He recognised that we needed double Shadow Essence. And he complied. But now we have a sheep in the resurrection pool. That's really bad news for us. Okay, smart Vargoth. Resurrect yourself. Not the sheep, please. That's good. Snipe the Drake. Behold! Oh. Okay. Vargoth, you are no longer smart. So this is going to be a thorn in my side now for the remainder of the game. Okay, Ragnaros lives. Okay. Now, Vargoth, you have one job. Resurrect the right minion, please. Behold! Oh, okay. This Vargoth is not complying with our instructions.
Warriors of the frozen wastes.
That's a problem. That is a problem indeed. So, what do? We cannot kill that now. We just have to have faith in Ragnaros. Well done, Rag. So, our Ragnaros is smart. Smarter than Vargoth, to be sure. Good friend of mine there, Consti the Pro, joining us. Whenever he spectates my games, things go well. Like now, for instance. An important minion survives on the board. So, do we just go for Resurrect here, Spellstone, or do we just put down the Obsidian Statue? Behold, into nothing. Obsidian Statue will die, and it'll add another minion to the pool, right? That's another minion that can get resurrected that's not a sheep. I think that's better. Oh boy.
A worthy disciple.
And I'm saying to Consti that I don't think I win this game. I'm just looking at that Kazaka's potion. It'll be a 10 cost potion. There'll be Mystic Wall in there. But you know what? If I lose this game, I'm fine with that. I'm okay with it. He says, Kazakas never gives Polymorph or Mystic Wall. Don't worry, he says. Well, Consti, you've always brought me luck, so I'm going to believe you. I'm just charging up my spell stones here. I don't even know if that was the correct play or not. I don't want to play either of the spell stones just yet. So, that seemed okay. And to be honest, with big threats coming down from his deck now, what other targets were they going to be for double Spirit Lash? Well, okay, maybe that Mistress at 2 health. Fine. But okay. Oh. They get a sheep. But the Rag is smart. The Rag killed the dragon. Very, very smart. I would have loved to have had Vargoth come out instead of the sheep, but it's okay. These are still 2 relatively substantial threats in the Rag and the statue.
What?
And he may have a Mystic Wool in hand, and he may be thinking, do I use it now or not? Certainly not now. Not when I've got, you know, double Spellstone still left. Consti asking which minion got polymorphed. Oh, hello. Just put Yashraj on. Does anyone remember what minion got polymorphed? Because I can't remember what got polymorphed. Oh dear. Maybe I should make notes when playing Big Priest. Maybe to help in matches like this. How do we deal with this board? Do we do anything at all? Do we care about that board? I guess the dragon needs to go. It's 5 attack. Okay, now he can't get armor. That's good. And we are continuing to buff those spell stones. That's very, very important. I wouldn't mind Kel'Thuzad making an appearance shortly. Oh, wow. He could not get the polymorph spell, the Mystic Wool spell. That's amazing. Consti was right. He was very right. Huh. You see, ladies and gentlemen, that is why you need Consti the Pro spectating your games. He brings you luck and good fortune, although this could be a problem. Casting beneficial spells for the opponent. Does that mean... Oh, he gets a polymorph. Bloody hell. Okay. That's bad news. That's really, really bad news for us. But it's okay. Let's see if Death Grip gives us anything good. Oh. That's not what I was hoping for. I was hoping for Reno Jackson, specifically. At least... Oh, that's great.
Soldiers of the cold dark, obey the call of Kel'Thuzad.
At least we know it's not counterspell.
Watch closely as I make everyone.
Oh my god, are you kidding me? We've lost our KT, that's really annoying. Well, we've still got KT in the deck. Okay. Well, behold! This is still reasonable. It's still reasonable. We are still bringing back some big threats, right? In between all the rubbish. That's good. Buff that spellstone fully now. Behold! That's bad. That's good. Okay. Okay, sure. Consti giving Blizzard ideas there. Please don't do that. Because they'll print the card and then Big Priest will be busted again. Okay, so Malagos there didn't give him the polymorph spell, it just gave him a Nova. We know it's not counterspell, I'm testing for it, it's fine. So, hopefully, Vargoth will just heal the board again. And not obliterate the board. Oh, damn it. Oh, come on. Oh! Well, the 8 damage still went off. Isn't that interesting? Huh. It died, but it still caused the 8 damage. Should it work like that? Is that a bug?
The fate of the world hangs in the balance.
And this game just keeps getting more and more interesting. So Caligos gives him polymorph. So can we steal something reasonable here? No. Okay. I guess there was only one pick. Hey now! I wish I could do it in that accent. And I'm assuming that's Ice Block. And we did not pop it. Maybe Rag will pop it. Oh, that's useful. No, Rag does not pop the Ice Block. But we have Zephyrus.
We're gonna be rich.
Sure. Do we want to play the scientist? I don't think so. Behold! We still have resurrection effects left. We don't want to play the scientist. Not until we've used everything up. Or we're in a position to perhaps get lethal by playing it on the board. Consti doesn't like Renew and Priest. He thinks it's broken. So I'm just telling him I've got 2 Renews in the deck, which can get us more resurrection effects. Yeah, his response, he does not like it at all. Renew is actually pretty broken on standard mode at the moment in Priest. It's just a way of them getting more tools to deal with the board. It's healing as well.
I dream the world trembles.
In Wild, I don't think it sees much utility in Reno Priest. I assume it still gets played, but in Big Priest, its ability to give you resurrection effects is quite broken, I think. And underutilized. Yes, Sarah. Do we care? I don't think so. Not yet, anyway. Behold! Yeah. And to the face. Beautiful. Oh, bloody hell. And she survives, and she dies. Fine. That was good for him. Yeah.
I bring life
And why do I feel like I'm now about to die at 15? Does he have like the pyroblast or something ridiculous in hand? Two out of 4 minions, they're good. That was either good or bad for me. I'm not sure which. Him getting Alex back to hand means 8 damage off the board, but he can heal himself if he needs to.
My spellbook's running light.
My hand is full.
Zephyrus is now active. What do we do here? Do we just play the Zephyrus? We play the KT, but
What is Illumin's will?
KT will just bring back a sheep and a 1/1 tiller. I don't know. Hey now! That's not bad damage actually from the tiller. Okay. We just play it. We don't have any resurrection effects left in hand. We do have Eternal Servitude in deck, and Renew may be able to give us something, but yeah, I'll just play the Cyclist now, why not? It's representing some pressure on the board. His health total is low, why not? And he's fatiguing. That's really critical.
If I could just cast
It's
that.
putting him on a clock. It's putting him on a substantial clock. And as always with these games, you know, Zephyrus could give us a secret killer, a secret removal tool that then gets us lethal. Do we feel guilty about doing that to this poor, poor mage? We know it's Ice Block,
Thought I had more time.
but we may not even need to do it because fatigue may just kill him.
I am almost out of cards.
What do we get? These are... Oh, Shadow Form's actually interesting. That will speed up lethal. Speed up his journey to lethal via fatigue as well. Sure, why not? Yeah, sure. Bit of a misplay on my part. I think I could have healed my face first and then cast the Hero Power and Shadow Form. It doesn't matter.
You got me.
So we were able to suffer through all of his polymorphs, all of his board clears, all of his removal effects, and we were still able to come out on top. So yes, this deck right here, ladies and gentlemen, does work on the ladder. As you saw, we were able to beat a Big Shaman, 2 Q blocks, a Reno Hunter, and a Reno Mage, and come out on top. essentially outvaluing them with massive threats and resurrecting those threats again and again and again. Renew did help us in some of those games. In particular, I recall in one game it got us another copy of Mass Resurrection, and I think in another Psychic Scream. So Renew definitely has a place in this deck. I really do like the deck composition. I think this deck is good against aggro because of your healing with Divine Hymn and Penance. And Renew. I think it's good against control because of Psychic Scream, and the ability of Renew to give you more Psychic Screams, to give you more Mass Hysterias. All in all, I think this is a generally good all-round deck. The situation you do not want to be in, though, is drawing the last 5-6 cards of the decks, the Yashirajas, the statues, Mass Resurrection, the Lich King, Rag, KT, Psychic Scream, drawing those last cards in your opening hand against aggro, where you could then just be dead in the first 5 or 6 turns of the game. Against the aggro decks, you do want to draw that early healing, and you really need Shadow Essence to give you something on turn 6 or coined on 5 that can counteract against aggro, typically Obsidian Statue being a taunt and healing, or at least the Lich King. So, thank you very much for joining me, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give me a like and a subscribe. I would be eternally grateful. And I will see you all again very soon, as always, for more Hearthstone fun.